She lived in colors, soft blues for calm days, bright yellows for happy mornings, deep reds for the hours when her heart felt full. She painted in quiet corners, lost in her own little universe of light and shade. He lived in schedules, busy streets, loud phones, meetings that raced from one to another. He measured days in numbers, success in signed deals, and time in how fast he could climb the ladder. They might have never met except one afternoon in a quiet cafe filled with the smell of coffee. He noticed her. A small canvas rested on the table, her brush moving with gentle care. Something about her world of colors pulled him out of his world of deadlines. It was strange, he had never cared for art, but that day he cared about the person making it. He asked her what she was painting. She looked up, surprised, but smiled and told him it was a picture of a sky she had seen at dawn, soft pink and gold melting into each other. She spoke about art the way some people speak about love with warmth in every word. And he listened, telling her about his work, about the rush of making deals, about chasing big dreams in tall buildings. They seemed different, very different, but their talk stretched on, like a thread being woven quietly between them. Days turned into weeks. They met for coffee again and again, until coffee turned into walks, walks into dinners, and dinners into afternoons spent learning about each other's worlds. She took him to art exhibitions. He stood beside her, looking at paintings with new eyes, not because he suddenly understood every detail, but because he was learning to see the way she saw. He showed her the city lights from his office rooftop. She saw how proud he was of what he had built, and in return, she painted those lights one night, soft and warm instead of cold and sharp. Slowly, the businessman found beauty in things that did not make money, and the artist found joy in chasing new goals. Not everyone understood. Some friends said, "You two are too different. It would not last." Family members worried that their dreams would pull them apart. But they stood by each other. Love, they decided, was not about matching perfectly, it was about choosing each other every day. One day, an invitation arrived for her to showcase her art in a prestigious gallery. It was the chance she had dreamed of for years, and it terrified her. What if they don't like my work? She whispered. What if I'm not good enough? He looked at her and shook his head gently. You have spent nights painting until sunrise. You have poured yourself into every piece. You are more than good enough. To help her prepare, he organized a practice show just for friends and family. They filled the room, admiring her work, reminding her that her art had meaning. On the day of the real exhibition, he stood by her side. She looked at the crowd, saw face light with admiration, and felt pride swell inside her. It was not just her win, it was their win. But love is not always perfect. One evening, a careless comment slipped from his lips to him. It was small to her. It felt like he did not value her efforts. She pulled away, hurt. He noticed the change, felt the gap growing. Instead of letting silence grow thicker, he stepped back and thought. He realized his words had been careless. That night, he called her, his voice gentle. "I'm sorry," he said. "I did not choose my words well. You mean more to me than you know." She listened, then told him why these words hurt. She spoke of insecurities, how sometimes she feared she was not enough. They talked, really talked, and through that conversation, they learned that love needed not just kindness but also clear, honest words. One morning, without a plan, they decided to take a trip to a nearby city. They packed light, drove with the windows down, and let the road choose for them. They wandered through cobblestone street, drank coffee in tiny cafes, browsed little shops filled with handmade treasures. In the middle of the day, they found a small park. They sat on a bench, sharing stories about their childhoods and dreams for the future. It was a quiet moment, no big plans, no deadlines, just the comfort of being together. That trip taught them that love did not need grand occasions. It lived in small things, shared meals, sunsets watched side by side, laughter over silly jokes. When they returned home, they did not want the magic to fade, so they planned regular date nights, trying to new restaurants, going hiking, volunteering for charities together. They cooked meals in their small kitchen, dancing while the pasta boiled. They celebrated small victories, a good day at work, a finished painting, a new recipe that actually worked. They told each other fears and hopes, learning to be vulnerable without fear of judgment. Life still brought storms, job change, family problems, moments of stress that felt too heavy. But they had learned to face challenges together. When disagreements came, they sat down to talk instead of letting anger now. They listened, really listened to each other's side. They compromised, they adapted, they reminded themselves that love was not about winning an argument, but about protecting the connection between them. Through every storm, They grew stronger, building a trust that felt unshakable. One of the most beautiful things about them was how they celebrated each other's wins. If she sold a painting, he would surprise her with her favorite dessert. If he closed a big deal, she would plan a special dinner. It did not matter if the victory was big or small, they made it a reason to be happy together. These little celebrations became the heartbeat of their relationship, a steady rhythm of support, reminding them that every success was shared success. Over time, they understood something important: love is patient, love is understanding. It's not about avoiding disagreements, it's about working through them with open hearts and willing ears. They learned to see that their difference did not divide them, they made their love richer. Years later, they could still remember the first time their words touched in that cafe, the quiet artist with her colors, the lively businessman with his ambition. Two people who seemed far apart had built a bridge between their hearts, one made of trust, respect, and a thousand little moments of joy. And if you listened closely, you could hear their love, not in loud declarations, but in the gentle song they had learned to sing together through every season of their lives.